Broken Railroad, as usual, is trying really hard to keep me from leaving. But we do have a pause in the bad weather, and we're going to take full advantage. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series, where I am hopefully done losing my mind. It's been an interesting past several minutes of gameplay. This fire is not really keeping me warm, but let's see what I can do to finish loading this up. Move all the container. Let's take painkillers back. Let's take canister back. One thing I definitely figured out last episode, for those of you who have missed this, I've pointed it out a few times since the channel came back online a few days ago, but like, for those of you who are newer or are just jumping in for the first time, this series is very much a lower difficulty series for the sake of learning some of the new mechanics. It just so happens that while running this series, I've also had a lot of stuff going on outside the channel, including with like troubleshooting new hardware that really made managing a lot of what I do here on YouTube a lot more difficult than usual. And so I haven't had as much time to figure some of this stuff out. And so there are simple things like the move all to inventory and move all to container buttons. Like move all to container, that's not something that I've paid as much attention to as I could, for sure. And I fully acknowledge that. But the reason is that I really haven't been able to devote as much time to this game or to this series as I would have liked to. So it's nice that that's kind of starting to change now. I enjoy that. But that is still the reality. All right, let's go ahead and get moving. That is more than enough time. I'm a little bit concerned about the angle of this. Actually, hold on. Before I go anywhere, let's... How much time do I have on the fire? 22 minutes? That's enough time to do this. Excuse me? Oh, I put the T's on the freaking Travois. Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to get used to that. Like, using the move all button to, you know, manage the Travois more causes that to, unexpectedly complicate things. Okay, so I did drink 1 tea just now. Let's take you out. Put all those hot beverages away. Speaking of new mechanics, right? Let's not forget our cooking pots. But yeah, the insulated flask is one of my favorite new additions. I might even like the insulated flask more than I like the Travois. There was a lot of focus in this series on getting this thing made, and then I immediately sort of, in my enthusiasm, in my desire to carry all the things, I immediately, like, tried to use it to carry even more with me everywhere than I typically do as a Long Dark player, which I thought would work. I kind of was seeing the Travois as an accommodation of my playstyle. It is not. That is not what the Travois does. What the Travois does do is it allows you, for example, when you have a lot to carry over a short distance, when you need to move a base full of items that you've dropped in one location to like another side of a zone, or maybe to a neighboring zone, you can do that more easily and quickly without being punished by like lugging things over a long distance, which is really nice. Also, if you kill a bear, you can put everything from a bear kill or a moose kill on a Travois and quickly get it back, say, to the Pleasant Valley farmstead. So that is the gameplay function of this thing. But as a just permanent carrying buddy to lug behind you everywhere you go, it's not practical. And it's not practical not only for reasons that we've seen in the last few episodes, even though they've been in glorious 4K, since I came back, but also just the thing loses condition so quickly. If you lug it around with you everywhere, you'll spend half your gameplay time just finding the materials you need to keep it repaired. So it's sort of, it took me a moment to realize how much I was misusing it. But I was definitely misusing it. Hang on, let me quickly... Oh, can I can't eat. That's amusing. Literally can't eat. Okay, that must not have been a full bannock. That was, however. So you can't eat while you're lugging the Travois behind you, which makes sense. Fair enough. 67%. It hasn't lost too much condition yet. That's not too bad. All right. We have left Broken Railroad. Hell yes. All right, so we are literally just going to beeline down these tracks. And actually, just to make sure that I'm completely ready for whatever the game might have in store for me, let's have the rifle out. For those of you who weren't here for it, the last run of high difficulty Long Dark that I played on the channel was Against All Odds Season 7 last year, and just ahead of us in the dark is where that run ended, because I was basically trying to make the same trip that I'm trying to make now, and then I saw a bear. More accurately, I saw a bear's butt right in front of me, and I was like, oh, I should probably not keep running a straight line into this. And so then, while in the dark, I think I was also on a stim, if I recall correctly. Oh, hey. That's handy. A couple of pieces of cedar firewood. Notice, by the way, that I just went over a limb that was laying on the ground, and the Travois did not get blocked. I like that Hinterland was careful with how to program those sort of moments of blockage. I really, really appreciate that. Because you could easily imagine that something like what just happened... Alright, so the bear's way over there. Oh, there's a wolf right there. Hold that thought. Just wanted to scatter them slightly. Although I do wish I'd paid slightly closer attention to where they scattered to. That's okay. I'll just kind of hug this side of the train tracks now that I know where the bear is. If you didn't see the bear was in the distance behind the wolves. That's another nice thing about, you know, having the recordings in 4K finally. I know I'm keep yabbing about this, and I'm going to keep yabbing about it because, like, it's incredibly exciting. But, like, one of the main benefits is that when I see something tiny in the distance, not only will it be more perceptible to me, it'll be more perceptible to you. That's the benefit of higher resolution. As long as, you know, level of detail permits it, which is another matter entirely. LOD is always a factor, as we've seen with sticks, which pop into view when they get a lot closer. Very lucky that the ice here is not thinner than it is. Alright, so there are still a lot of cattails here in the muskeg, and I'm just going to leave them, because having these along the train tracks is just a nice way to guarantee that any trip that I do have to make through this area, I, like, have food that I can kind of grab along the way. You know? It just kind of works. Now we are moving. There's a part of me that wants to just keep going even beyond where I currently am. I don't have my warming up benefit anymore, so hang on. Let's deal with that. I love this flask. Alright, so that's going to help me stay nice and warm. Notice the condition on this Travois is already down to 62%. By the time I get it to the frickin' homestead, trappers, it's going to take like, I guess I should say the cabin. It's not really a homestead, is it? But by the time I get to Trapper's cabin, the condition on this thing is going to be not as low as it was, thankfully. It was down to 8% when we repaired it. But this is, again, this is why I'm having to reevaluate how I use this thing, because it gets damaged so quickly. I think one of the most interesting elements of using the Travois is that when you are moving with it like this, it might seem like a very traditional long dark movement experience, but with just a dragging sound behind you, but your frame of view is limited. And then when you turn all the way, one way or the other, then you have to slowly turn as you adjust the Travois behind you. So it becomes a literal trailer behind the player character, and you have to be mindful of that kind of change. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. We've waited a long time to make this trip, and I'm just going to keep going. We could have a bear ahead. It's possible. So I need to be... Yeah, there's the bear. Okay, I think I can actually make a break for this. Because the bear is moving towards my line of sight, but not directly toward me. And I think I'm going to make it to Mystery Lake. I might even make it to the homestead. Why do I keep saying homestead? Am I just thinking of Pleasant Valley? Am I missing home after all this nonsense in the Far Territory and frickin'... Am I thinking of Pleasant Valley as home? What's wrong with me? What has all this computer troubleshooting done to me? I don't know. We're almost there. And then we need to head up there to that tower. But that'll be kind of a nice, like, quick trip. Because I'll just kind of bring the materials that I need and very little else, and then duck back to the homestead, cabin, trappers, whatever the hell it is. Duck back in that direction. And remember, we still haven't even fully looted Mystery Lake. There are areas of Mystery Lake that still have to be scavenged in this run. But I want to focus on Signal Void primarily now, because that's kind of, to continue what I was saying earlier about the end of the Season 7 run, that's something that, like, has been a focus on the channel, because we were starting Signal Void and very excited about it when Season 7 ended. Very sadly, in the dark, when that bear forced me to veer off the tracks, and that key make-or-break moment definitely broke. And then Season 0... we managed to survive, but, you know, Season 0 was paused when this particular season was started. Although, didn't we have an unexpected death and then start over at some point? Maybe I'm thinking of one of the... See, this is what happens. My memory, not only of, like, where I leave deer hides, is shaky. But in terms of where we... because I feel like there was another death on Broken Railroad. Maybe it was a near death. But I'm just glad to be through that section of the map, because, my god, it's ridiculous. Now, I may have to... This could be interesting here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the Travois through here. I kind of doubt it. Oh my god, it let me. Holy crap, I was not expecting that. Okay. Hang on, let me check for the wolf. I'm just going to be a little bit proactive here. Nice. Okay. We have already been to Trappers in this run. We very briefly visited Trappers before heading to Milton in order to find a gun, which we eventually found. I'm almost in disbelief right now. And to be honest, I'm in disbelief for a couple of reasons. I'm in disbelief because that weather actually was kind to me there at the beginning of the episode, so we're able to just smoothly cruise out of Broken Railroad after finally saying, screw it, I will use my stims, I will stay alive, you're not going to beat me, in the last episode. And that worked out. So the game, I guess, repaid that moment of daring, I suppose. But also, like, not to get too much into it in a non-channel related, recording, but like, for those of you who have watched this series from the beginning, whether or not you're new to the channel or you've been here for years, you have surely noticed, if you've paid attention to, especially if you've been watching it, like trying to watch it daily, you've not only noticed of course, the blips in the schedule, but also you've noticed just my frustration. Like, there have been issues with audio. I've made changes to audio. I've made upgrades to hardware. I've been hopeful that, like, corners were rounded and that we were past the worst of certain things, and then I realized more and more, like, oh, yeah, my core motherboard and processor were so outdated. They're good processors. Like it's not a bad machine, but I just wasn't really recognizing what I was trying to make a 7-year-old processor do with a brand new video card and 3 monitors and recording in OBS at 1080p while I'm playing a game in 4K, even though it's being downscaled. It was just pushing the audio to its very limits, and I was just persistently running into issues, and it was the height of frustration. And after much to do, after a ton of work, I'm at a point where I can feel things like smoothing out and functioning the way that they have in the past, but at a higher quality and the way that I've wanted them to for literal months. And it feels good. So I will say again, and this probably won't be the last time, thank you for your patience if you've been following this series since before all this drama kind of kicked off. Because it's been an interesting couple of months, and I wouldn't have thought they would necessarily look like this. But that's just how the story goes sometimes. And now we're back. Alright, so, okay, I guess it is the homestead. There we go. There's the ultimate validation right as I finish my frickin' soliloquy. Let's step inside. Now, again, I've already been here. I don't believe... Oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff in this locker. There's a jerry can, some wood, an improvised knife.
Drop any of this gear.
That's fantastic. So I will take that antiseptic. Let's see what else I can sort of bring with me from here. Also, hold on. There's a couple things I need to do. I need to break down one of those lanterns. How much time do I have? Yeah, I'm good. Let's go ahead and harvest you. Perfect timing, really. Because now it's getting dark, and I need to rest and be back at full condition. But that is easily doable at this point, and now I can keep... I do want to go ahead and get the Signal Void stuff done, but there's another part of me that's like, Mystery Lake. There is so much to find here that you haven't found yet. Oh wow, more antiseptic, which I can carry that stuff around with me. Well, I'm not going to carry it around, but I'm going to leave it on the Travois. It's just most of the Travois is going to stay here until I need to move zones. That's how it's going to work. So, now that I'm here, let's go ahead and... Tell you what, I'm going to bring most of the stuff. I might even leave a lot in the locker. Let's move all the inventory. Yep. If I do it this way...
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Alright, that's most of my stuff on the Travois. What we'll do is we'll load up this locker with a bunch of stuff. And then we'll reclaim, like, the matches I'm not going to bring the antiseptic with me. I will bring a couple of these energy drinks. I'll bring the canister just in case I end up, like, forgetting it. We'll bring these stims because it's always good to have stims. I will need painkillers. I will need antibiotics. I will need bandages. Let's not forget any of those. Prepared rose hips. Yep. Then the rest of those can stay there. Clothing-wise, we're going to put this away. Also, hang on. I don't need to be burning this fuel right now, so let's put that away. I'm going to keep one container of salt on me. Just for the memes. I need to have a little bit of salt at all times. Alright, there's a green birch sapling, which that needs to be dropped so it can cure. I'm going to leave that right here. And there might be some additional saplings that need that treatment. I'll deal with that in a second. Now, I do want to have a couple of recycled cans. But mostly this looks good. Let's go ahead and put the improvised knife back up. We can put the arrowheads up as well. Okay. Now there's a bunch more stuff outside. And then I should be able to pick everything up and then pick up the Travois here right now. Let's see.
This
Move all the
bag is
inventory.
getting too heavy to carry.
Got it. That is exactly what I wanted. All right. Let's step back in here. Now, the nice thing is I'll be able to make some water here in the cabin. But let's finish loading everything up that we can. Let's put the non-earring rope away. Yeah, it's mainly going to be in the tools category here, as expected. I'm going to keep a lot of this stuff on me. But yeah, like the Woodwright's bow and the sport bow, the fact that I have both of those is hilarious to me. I think I'll put both of them away for now. It kind of hurts, but I mean, I've got the rifle with me, so it's not needed. Check out the inventory situation. Like, this container's almost full, to be fair. But overall, all right, I need to keep some of this on me. Also, there are some saplings that need to be dropped, and I know that. Yeah, so the scrap metal needs to stay on me. All of my fuses and such, and wires. I hope I grabbed all of those. I have a bad feeling that I might have dropped some of those on the ground at an inopportune moment. And I will now pay the price for that.
Trees, because I'm gonna eat a tree.
You'll be fine. All right, let's open this drawer back up. Put the dusting sulfur away. Put the gunpowder away. Put the spray paint away. Screw you. Don't need you. Go away. Never come back. Etc. And with that, that's mostly everything. But now what I need to do is just, you know, water. Need water. And possibly tea, but mainly water. Okay, start fire. Man, this feels good. All right, so I actually don't have anything. Is there a book in here somewhere? Yeah, Frontier Shooting Guide. It's already researched. Oh, saplings. Yep. Drop, 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 drop. And then the cured ones. Including the... Oh, hold on. Yeah, those are going to have to go in here. The cured ones can go in this drawer. Also the cured guts. Flawless. Okay. Now. I don't want to use too much of my fuel here, but I want to have enough wood to actually make a decent amount of water. There we go. Alright, so that's some of my fuel, but let's not use any more than that, shall we? Hello? Wood stove. There we go.
Surrounded by snow and nothing to drink.
Working on it, Jennifer. Give me a second. Let's see. Start fire. And with this, we can drink some water, rest, be at mostly full condition, and then head straight back into Forlorn Muskeg to take care of the Signal Void stuff. And then see where we go from there. We will officially be caught up to where we were in Season 0. And
Oh,
also,
yeah.
I think in Season
That's a
7,
good one.
we're working our way towards that, but then this Tales update dropped. As I've said before, when the next Tales update drops, I'm very unlikely. I'm going to do the best I can to not restart like the series again. I mean, if I feel like I absolutely have to, then I will. But I don't want to. I would really rather not, to be honest. So we're going to try to keep this series going with whatever new mechanics get sent our way. We might do a new playlist just to sort of continue this save. But like this, that's really the way to put it. We might do a new series, but like this save would be the one we started out with, which is a bit of an unusual step, but the Series 0 runs have been a really nice way to learn the mechanics and enjoy the exploratory side of the Long Dark, which is something that I think gets lost with all of the focus on high difficulty playthroughs on YouTube and Twitch. And I've really enjoyed sort of revisiting that, even if it's not something that I want to do for every single series, or even most of the series that I do. It's nice to sort of revisit that concept. Okay, so that's everything I can put in that drawer. I do need to eat. I will definitely be taking advantage of the cattails. I'm probably just going to eat the rest of this bannock like right now. Also, I have what I need to make more food, and I probably am... Let's check skills, because I think I might actually be right around the corner from Cooking 5. Yeah, it's not far away at all. So that's right around the corner. I will definitely have full condition when I wake up from this next night of sleep. So yeah, hang on, if I come over here...
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Let's grab this stuff again. Just for the sake of doing some cooking. I might need the skillet for some of this as well. I do have it in my inventory, so we just need to wait. So tell you what, while this is running, how long do we have? Perfect. Let's break this down. Three hours, 14 minutes on that fire. 14 minutes until that's boiled. Anything else I can break down? There's the shelf. This is going to work entirely too well. Alright, so that water's potable. Let's drink that. We're going to pick that pot up. Place the skillet. Cannot wait until I can place that from the radial. That would be amazing. And we can make some additional bannocks. And we'll do that. You can only make so many at a time, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to drink that. That'll completely top off our thirst. Leave us with plenty of water. And now I can cook some porridge in the pot. And I'm absolutely going to do that. It's like a 5-minute prep time, usually. Okay, bannock. Let's cook some more of those.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I kind of doubt that I'm going to get Cooking 5 from this cooking run alone, but this is going to get me pretty close. Five minutes till ready. Yep. So this is pretty glorious. Once this is done, not only is this helping me get rid of some of the stuff that was loading down the Travois, which, again, we're not going to bring that with us in the same way. Alright, good. There's nothing more to cook in the cooking pot apart from maybe some rosehip tea, which I will do. So we're going to be able to very easily step back into Forlorn Muskeg. It'll be in the next episode, but we'll be able to very easily manage that. How many more of these can I make? Oh wow, like a lot more. Maybe I will get Cooking 5 from this. I just wish I had 2 skillets. There's probably a second skillet that I've left behind somewhere. Yeah, I don't
I need to find a place to
think there's
rest.
enough time on the fire, unfortunately, for me to get cooking 5 from this run. But let's go ahead and eat those. Vitamin C is another thing that I'm going to have to keep a close eye on. That is a mechanic that's been added. We restarted this series for that reason, in fact. If you're wondering why we restarted last time, it's so that we could have scurvy as an option. Now it's been added in a patch. Interestingly enough.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Okay. Very nice. Now I'm still weighed down by some things. What's that? What is weighing me down? I've got some rose hips that I need to prepare. But I have my scrap metal. Yeah, I have mostly everything else. I'm surprised how weighed down I am. I think it's mainly just how tired I am. It's making me... There's also the water, to be fair. So that's not helping. I didn't have any water on me until this moment. But I can deal with part of that problem now. Let's drink this. And now, fire's almost out. I'm going to sleep for 11 hours. It's going to be glorious. I will go ahead and stop this episode here. In the next one, we're going to go straight into the Forlorn Muskeg, and we are going to fix the signal tower up there with all of the materials that I have with me, and then probably head into Bleak Inlet. Might make a quick trip back from Bleak Inlet in order to get some of the stuff to make sure I'm ready for that trip. So I would like check my supplies. I'm going to use this cabin as kind of a waypoint. Cabin, homestead, whatever it is. I'm going to use it as a waypoint, and then in the future, with the Travois, my entire sort of purpose with this thing here, where is it? There it is. 51% condition. Can you believe that? I'm going to be much more careful with when I actually use it. Like when I need to
if the hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
deal with this level of encumbrance over a long distance, then I'll put it down so I can drag stuff behind me and move more rapidly. That's kind of the point of it. Lessons have been learned, but we're going to confront the next step in Signal Void, finally, at the beginning of the very next episode. It's been way too long coming, and again, thank you for your patience, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges, look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every day but Wednesday, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.